Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television.
Okay, I am here, but not quite ready. I've got a mouthful of food for a start. Yeah, the stream didn't start again properly, so I've had to reboot everything. So I'll just go and get the recorder and I'll be back into Shakes. Now, why is that saying waiting for your live stream to go live? Okay. Live dashboard. Well, that's not it. Okay. So, yeah. Seems to be screen elements conflicting with something else. I really don't know quite what, though. Yeah, so I'll go and get the recorder and put the plate away. I have actually finished my dinner. Okay, I'm back. I've no idea whether we're streaming or not. So, go to YouTube. And why? No. Oh. So it's picked up the wrong thumbnail yet again. So we'll turn the volume down on this. And yeah, this is getting ridiculous, this live streaming. The panic I go through. I set everything up beautifully at the beginning and keep my fingers crossed, and then half the time it doesn't work. So that is actually working, and well, it's rather jammed up. And that's what we're going to be doing this evening here, along with changing this and a few other bits and pieces on the chassis, on the circuit board here, and also cleaning some of the grease, well, all the grease out of it. So let's begin. Okay, I'll go and get a drink in a little while. So, how are we all? Looks like someone has arrived in, although it's not Yeah, it's really odd. Okay, now that is the power, and it's connected up down something down here. I can't remember what. So just glued on. Yeah. So we'll leave that for the moment. We'll see if we can stand it up. We'll turn it over at least. Now it is, oh excuse me, it is very heavy for what it is, or the size of it. It's surprisingly heavy. So it's got a huge transformer in it here, and a very big motor here, although it's not as big as the Sony ones. Yeah, this is not a cheapy, but it's fairly would have been a fairly inexpensive one in their line. Geez, that's heavy. So I think, oh yeah, let's try not to pick it up with the plastic case or front bezel or whatever you like to call it. This should do it. I'm going to tighten it up. So that comes off. That is cast metal. Very nice. Heavy thing. Back when the Japanese really tried to make the best they possibly could. Okay, so that's off. And we will have a look at everything that is. We'll need to put this back on again. Okay. But it's not as gummed up as some of the Sonys I've got. I have been working on the 352 when I've got a chance this week. That's actually fairly free now, and the flywheel is free for some reason. It wasn't before. I really don't know what that is. It's a great big piece of Bakelite, and it holds this screw in. Oh, I see what it does. It goes down into the recording, I think. Oh no. Yeah, this has been stored for a very long time. It's pretty filthy in here. This one, this band is the tension. And that one spins quite well. That one's freed up as well. I did put some stuff on this that is spinning quite well. That one is really spinning well. So we'll start to clean it. Now that one isn't too bad either. That is not anything we're concerned about. I don't know why they've got that there. It's a very big piece of aluminium, really well machined with a screw through it. Yeah, and I don't think I can see some Rubicon red ones, and this is a bit older than I thought it was. It's got metric values on the capacitors. So I can see a 500 microfarad in there, 15 volts. So I'll put a 470 in there. Yeah, let's start to clean it up. That it's free. Still having a look. That's a bit of a... That's not as rock hard as the Sony this week, the 352D. I've cleaned the heads to get it going. Yeah, the pots are absolutely disgusting, and I don't know whether I can show this. Which camera would be better? With this one. And that did nothing, so it wasn't on camera 2 to start with. Does that go across? Yep. So I'll zoom you down. Yeah, so it's down. Oh, this is so heavy, this thing. You wouldn't think it would be, but it is. So down here, I don't know whether you can see that. I'll get a cotton bud and we'll clean that off. I'll put the cotton buds over here. No, not those ones. They're unopened. Where are they? Oh no, they're down here where they put them back. Always look in the obvious place first. So we'll get a few of these out, I think. Give them what we're dealing with. I don't know whether you'll be able to see. I can see all the brown on there. So this is what we're dealing with. So I'll just wipe this across. Yeah. So this is what we're dealing with on this. Come on, focus. There we go. So this is what we're dealing with. Even now it's not focusing. There we go. Big lumps of muck, and it stinks. So it was obviously in a smoker's house at some stage. So we'll just do a rough clean of it, and then we'll go over it properly. Get all this fluff off. Jeez. More of it. Yeah. I haven't even really... I've done about 4 square centimetres on it. Yuck. This is really bad. We've got to do the whole machine. Volume and tone, well, yeah, tone controls, I think they are on this. So that's the volume and tone. Oh, yuck. I mean, to be fair, it's really just dust. It's probably been in a smoker's house, though, by the smell of it. And that has made it all sticky, and it's never been opened in its life. So it's probably around about 1965. somewhere around that era. So we'll just toss that one out, grab another one, do the cleaning on this one. We'll move on to this one. Yes, so that does move. Oh yeah, so that does. Oh, I see. Oh, that's the speed control. That's right. So you can see the wheel coming up here. I don't know if I can take that apart to lubricate it. We'll have a look at that. I'm just doing this very roughly because it is so dirty. So, mate, look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. Okay. I'll have to do this properly, but yeah, this is just revolting. Clean these off. And we'll do the other one while we're at it. Clean this. I'll take all these real tables off and clean underneath them. Still don't know what this is quite. It's not even a stop or anything like that. Right. Still under here. Yuck. So the main thing to do is to get the motor running at the correct speed first, then you can test mechanicals. This is really pretty bad. But then again, it's been sitting in the cupboard or shed or something like that for probably 50 years or something. I don't know when he bought it, but it wasn't like last week, but it's been the last couple of years apparently. Right, that'll do. I think take all that off too and give it a good clean and grease. So I'll go and get the motor run cap, I think, and I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's what's it. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, I remember if those screws were out of it or not. We'll take those there. So we've got a new motor run cap. So it's on camera. It's a 1.5 at 450 volts. And this one, yeah. Can you see that? Yep. Oh, it was upside down. All the electrons are going to fall out, as Dave Jones says. So 1.5 plus 5% and 450 volts AC. So it's a much higher rating than the current one. It's got this tab on the back of it, and we might have to do something with that. Some of the other ones have a flat flange on them, and you can screw it straight to the chassis. But we'll see what we can do here. Now I have to be really careful putting it on his face because there's a couple of meters here. And I really don't want to break those. They'll be practically impossible to get hold of. And this is really loose. Yeah, this one's okay. Okay, so we'll put it up. As I keep on saying, for such a little machine, it's really quite heavy. So we can mount it there, maybe. Where can we mount it? Right. So grey and white and yellow. Where can we mount it? So those wires are not going to reach down to there. that would be a good... No. No. Now it's in... Is it part of this loom? No. So we could mount it up there. Oh, geez, that is sharp on the end of there. And it's gone right up my cuticle on my thumb. So be careful of that. That is a possibility, but the screw hole isn't big enough nor long enough. Geez, that's sharp. Going to chop that off a bit. Oh, it's just a tie. Let's untie it. Just a bread tie. One of those plastic coated wires. Guess they've been around for a long time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Is that going to give us any more flexibility? No. Don't want to drill through that. In fact, it's going to be hard to drill through that. Will that go to there? Can't drill through here. We can drill, if we take this off. In fact, that was the wrong tie. So I'll move that around. That wasn't the one that stabbed me. So move that around. This is attached to something at the back. I can't quite see what. This was just stuck in there with double-sided tape. Take this pad off. I don't know why it's down there, but must have been put there for a reason. So that is... This is interesting. It's not... Oh, I see. It's mounted to something at the back. And I'm not going to... Oh, hang on. Can I get that out? This is really disgusting down in here. And that's all stuck to the felt. Okay. Do this. Okay. How are we going to do this? So it definitely needs to be safe. There's a lot of voltage on this. Not many screw things I can screw this to. Won't go there, or it might go there. If I do no, go there, but the case won't go on. This is quite a dilemma. I can't drill through that, so I can't get the drill down. This up through here and have a look at it that way. What's it caught on? No, it's not going to go up there. Over this wire. Because these two yellow ones go to the motor, and red one goes up to the transformer, and the grey one should go to the switch. Anyway, I don't want to muck up the wiring and extend it and do things silly like that. It's just after that. If I could get this off, that would be a big advantage. That one just does that bracket down there. Is that? So that is going through to something underneath here. I can't quite see what. How the devil? Where's my torch? I can't even see. You can see everything attached to it. Oh, I see. No, it's attached to a switch, but it doesn't actually do anything. It is going to be that, and let's have a look underneath. Jeez, that's heavy. that? I just can't see where it's attached. So it moves out. Is it just the wires? Can't be just the wires. Nothing attached behind it. Oh, I see. It's just the wires are not long enough. Okay. We've got a screw there. Can we get this down? No, not going to get that far enough. A screw hole there, which isn't being used, or a hole there. Then the fuse is over the other side of it. So you can, if you look down there, is this zoomed in as close as it can go? No. So down here is the fuse, the mains fuse. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing attached to it except for the wires. And that's as far out as it will go. Oh no, there's another screw that which I've missed, and it's right down in here. So that screw down there, you can't see that. Get this up a little bit. There's a screw right down in there. This is just reflecting. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's a screw down in there, and I'm not willing to take that out because I'll never get back in again. There's almost a hole there where they've done some sort of pressing. I don't know, that's the weld for the bracket. And there is, no, that's not it. So I might be able to get the screwdriver down in there. Even my right angle screwdriver won't even fit in there, I don't think. How did they assemble this thing? Is there a hole on the top? No. They must have assembled that with this cover off. So that's pointing to 240. We'll take this out. And can we get this cover out? No. Although there's nothing behind there by the looks of it. Let's try taking that cover out. Right. And these are Japanese screwdrivers in Japanese holes in screws, so they should. No. That one's going. That's never been out. Very satisfying click then. trying to see if we can access that screw with. I'm going to keep these little washers on the screw if possible. And that is holding it to that. Right, here's the tricky one. This one just doesn't want to move. There's always one, isn't there? Try this one. There we go. This should come out if it's not glued in, and it's glued in. Great, mate. And that is moving. I've got this cardboard glued in to hold it in place. And get this underneath there, and this one. I really don't want to take that cardboard off. And if I can lift this up over and slide it out, and do that. This is ridiculous. You're not coming. What is holding you in? Nothing holding you in except for the cardboard. Can I get this out? Might be able to get this screw out actually. Yes. Okay. Don't get these screws mixed up. Okay, let's try this again. Yep. Okay. So we've got this bracket which goes to there, and it's got some screw holes in it which go down to there. Okay. Right. Have we got any other mounting points for this? No. What a nuisance. That's bolt down there. That's sort of mounted and all glued in. So, and got this knot in here. Right. So what I'm going to do is chop this off. Still using my old snips side cutters. And we'll desolder that one, I think. Whoops. Just turn the iron off. It's in sleep mode anyway. So it's suddenly turned very cold here at last couple of days, which is to be expected given that it is winter, or winter tomorrow, and we've been very lucky with our temperatures. It's been up almost 20 degrees on a couple of, well, for the last 4 weeks actually. Okay. Why do things always fall down? This is really solidly. Oh, there we go. I might have to just chop that, I think. So this is the old one. It's probably 70 years old. It's metal. And this is the new one. So yeah, different shape, but not that different in size. This just doesn't have mounting points on it, although there's one down there. Can I get down to there? Yes, I can mount it there. And in fact, that would be a good spot for it. Right, let's find a screw and a bolt. Nut, sorry. Screw and a nut. A bolt, nut and bolt. Right, there you go. one long enough. Try this one. Now the $64 question, oh yeah, this is plenty long enough. $64 question is, how do I put it in? Yeah, that's going to need a washer. Yep. And I think that'll be long enough. Just. How are we going to... I think we'll do the soldering first. So, what was it? I've forgotten already. What was it? Was it white and grey and then yellow separate? I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. So, why are they in that knot? Or is that just going through? No, it's not. It's in a knot. Well, that makes it much easier. So it was white and grey, wasn't it? Otherwise the motor's going to run backwards. And let's see if I can stop this and then run back. Okay, so if I pause it there, can I get this big enough? No. Yeah, so it was white and grey and yellow on the other one. Yep. This one goes to there. Might extend that as well. That'll be easy enough. So let's get a bit of wire and put that in. This is so much more difficult on this one than the Sonys. The Sonys have I've got the round one mounted, and and can just do it quite easily. Put that down there, and it's this one. Okay, so we'll put that, get that off, and we'll reroute that mess. Clean this up while we're here. Oh, it's disgusting. Yeah. That's better. Right, let's get this bit of wire off. Drop my glasses on the ground now, on the floor. And it's a concrete slab. But here we go. And where did I put that bit of wire? Is that it? No. Ah. Where did I put that bit of wire? Just had it in my hand. I can't find it. Put it down. Clean that off, and then it's gone. I didn't turn around or anything. Oh. Ow. Where's it gone? Not under there. That's the multimeter leads. No, not a small piece of wire either. What did I do with it? I cannot find it. And I know I didn't put it back in the bag with all the other bits of wire. That's something else. Can anyone see it? I didn't put it down in there. It's not underneath anything. Oh, here it is. Where's the wire strippers? I had them before. Okay. Now this is good copper wire. And it's rated at 500 volts. And it's the stuff that is silicon covered. So it's really good wire. Much better than the vinyl PVC coated stuff. I should tin that. Better. Can I get that through the hole? Probably not. Come on. Okay. Right. So we had white and grey, which has become red. So we can make this quite a bit longer. There's the previous one. Yeah. So it's 1.5 times the original length. Need to get some more of this wire. Beginning to run out of. I used to use quite a bit on radios and things like that, but and I used to replace all the rubber wire with this stuff, but I haven't really worked on any radios with rubber wire in them for quite a while, fortunately. So do it's better. I don't know why this is smoking so much. And was it the white, wasn't it? Yep, grey and white. We could do a bit more, although that's okay. That's quite tight down to the motor, so I'll do this. The trick with these is, with older wire, you just push these together as you do it. And then it bites into the plastic or the whatever. So we're going to do this. I'll take this screw out. Maybe put that there for the moment. Get this through here. And the other one. Is it going to fit through? No. Should fit. Yep. Good. Okay. Come on, you silly yellow wire. Get out of the way. That's better. And we'll put that there. That's it. I don't think that's going anywhere. And a yellow wire. Oh, I didn't untangle that, but that was where it was, so that's okay. Okay, you weren't supposed to do that. Come on, up you come. Come on. Okay, just put another bit of solder on that, and put it in, and then we'll test the mechanics of it. That's better. Good. Well, that was a bit of a palaver. Now, put this down here. Put a screw in. Okay. Put this screw in here, and then we'll feed this down here. Hopefully the screw will drop in at some point. I can't see where it is. Come on. Is that it? Where have we got a screwdriver? In the hole, I can't tell. No. Oh. No, it's nowhere near the hole. That's better over there. Come on, don't stick to the screwdriver. Stay where you are. Right. Let's see where the hole is. Almost. Come on. Bugger. Pulled the screw out. It's going to have to come out again. So close and yet so far. There's a wire in the way, and that's better. I can put it directly over the hole, but I need to bring this up. And down again. On. What we really need is a crosshead, small crosshead that's not magnetic. What I really need is another one of the magnetizers, demagnetizers. I'm going to be able to reach down into there. It's almost in. It's as if the hole isn't quite big enough. Come on. Down you go. No. Is this not big enough, this hole? Get in the hole. I don't think that's big enough. I'll have to drill that out, I think. Yeah. No, the hole's not big enough. If that is in fact the right hole. Is it down there? No, can't be down there. Tell me it's not down there. It's down, no. In fact, it's going through two pieces of metal. All right. And that doesn't look like a hole there. See, and I can see light through it. it's not powered on. It hasn't been for weeks. So, in fact, it's down there. Is that the one we're going for? No, it's down even further. Oh, it is that one down there. Bugger. Have to take the counter off. Then drill the hole out. Why is this so difficult on this machine? And our power supply is getting caught up. Oh, that is so heavy. Alright, we'll take this off. And we can get to the screw hole we're using and we'll drill it out. And this shouldn't be hard to get off. And might even look for a belt while we're at it. And we'll give that a good clean up while it's off too. Seems to work. And this is the old belt. And don't tell me you have to take everything off to get... Oh. Sanyo. Now you know why I don't like Sanyo stuff. It's just that little bit too small. It's probably a 2.5 mil or something like that. Screw that hole. Right. At least we can clean down there a bit better. And another one up there. So we'll go for... Just check. Is this one? Is it? No. It's this one here. Or is it? What are we trying to put it onto? Must be this one. The outer one, yep. So it is that one. Okay. And there, screw holes, yep. For the counter. I think, is this it? It's a 3.5. Yep. And we're going to get swarf everywhere, and this is probably going to be deafening, but good. Now if the screw doesn't fit through there, we'll just check it. after we have wiped the swarf off. Clean down here as well while we're at it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but perfectly clean, I mean. But it does have to be reasonably clean. I think that's going to work. Yep. Beautiful. Okay, hello everyone. What I'm trying to do is replace this motor run capacitor with this one, and just mounting it somewhere was a big issue. It just wasn't anywhere to mount it because the other one was stuck in with, I think, with double-sided tape or something. But this is going to be much better if I can get it to come out of my finger. That's better. The screw hole looked big enough, and it was probably half a mil too small or something. I'll do that. What I'll do is this here and get it through the hole. Through the hole, no, just flicked out. Might be able to do that again. Problem is we've got a big hole in the bracket on the capacitor, and the screw isn't sort of behaving as I want it to. I'll move across a bit more. I've got a wire jammed in there. Okay. Why is this so difficult? This is worse than restringing a dial, because there's absolutely no, I can't see anything. I have to stick my head in the way, I think. I can see where the hole is, but not when where the screw is in relation to it. That screw hole doesn't look any bigger than the other one, but it is The screw does go down through it. Went through the other side and it was quite loose. Oh, come on. Why aren't you going in? I know this is going to just that feels like it's in there, but it's at a funny angle. Okay, let's see. Perhaps the screw isn't, well, it's got to be long enough. This is ridiculous. Oh, bugger. Got the screw onto there. Now, is that the right hole? Is this where we drilled before? No, it's not where we drilled. We drilled right down there. This is actually threaded, this one. It's this one down here. That's why. Right down here. And that's going straight through. No wonder. Oh, what a pig of a thing. All right, so we'll put our finger on that hole. I'm going to do something. So that's there. Drill down there. Where's the counter gone? Where did I put the counter? Oh, there it is. Four. Yeah, if I can get this down there, this must be terribly boring to watch because I just can't line this up because everything is falling on the floor again. Yeah, so if it's all underneath here, and yeah, I guess I'm going to have to pull that panel off, and then I can get down easily in there. I'll give it one more try. And we'll see if the that hole I've just drilled out is going to work. It might, if I can get past all those resistors. Okay, let's put the screw back in the capacitor, and got some very annoying wires. Try that. Stay there. Okay, and move that one over to there. We'll put our screw in wherever I put it. Grab another screw. It will turn up when I'm not looking for it. And put this in here. Why aren't you moving across now? You were there a moment ago. Aha. Can I get this in the hole? I don't want to take this all apart if I possibly can help it. Once this is in, now there's another wire which is stopping that going down across far enough. The screws should be long enough to fit in the hole. Then I can move the wire. Is that sitting in there? Where? Can I move this? Oh, it's jammed. This is ridiculous. Come on. Fall in the hole. The hole is big enough for it to fall down. It's just not lining up for some reason. It's almost in there. Why? Okay, did that fall through? I can barely see the screw. No. Oh, yep, there it goes. Finally. Okay. Let's grab a nut. Hold that in place. Holding the tongue at the right angle. Go on. It's almost on. No. This is just long enough. Hooray! Finally got it on. That was such an ordeal. It's only taken an hour and a half. And I bet you the is it going to go down through there? Just about. And tighten this up. Right. Hooray. Now, I bet you the counter won't fit on there for some strange, odd reason. And let's have a look. No. Excellent. We're in business. Gee, this thing is filthy. Okay. So I'll leave the counter off for now. That's not working anyway because of the belt. And I'll put all this back together again. Or I'll make a temporary thing for it. And put that in there temporarily. Guess my head is in the way, but sorry about that. This is so awkward. You're not going to go down straight, are you? Are you going to go down? The other screw hole is lined up. Finally, that is in there. It's tight enough, and that is reasonably safe. Don't want to over tighten that. I don't think that's the right screw, but it's there temporarily. Might tighten up a little bit more. That's it. Right. So that should all be good. That's going nowhere, and it's not shorting on anything. There's a resistor there, but it's well and truly shielded in plastic, and it's not actually touching. It's about a couple of millimeters away. The other wire is not interfering with it. It's not interfering with anything else. So let's bring it up and we'll try turning it on and see if it runs any better than it did. We've got to get a power cord for it. Okay, go and grab a power cord and a couple of clip leads. You can see the power cord. And put our screws away. Don't want those all over the floor. I've never had so much trouble replacing one of those motor run caps. And it's all because there's nowhere to mount it. And I need to go and get a drink too in a moment. Okay. So we've got our power and a couple of clip leads, or crocodile clips or alligator clips, depending on where in the world you are. These two, I think. Get that down without dropping everything else. On the hook. And these have got very big. Oh, what's in my shoe? Just gone into my toe. Something. Now, from memory, well, we better put this back in. Didn't need to take that out in the end. From memory, there's the two outer ones. And that is quite Okay, no, it's not. It's quite safe-ish. The centre one's an earth. So if all the lights go out and everything goes off all of a sudden, you'll know why. Something is bridged across, which shouldn't. I don't know which polarity this is. It won't run through the dim bulb, I discovered. Get that down there, out the way. That's there, that's there. I'll bring that up. Bring them over to the other camera. Now it's got a trip there, so when the tape runs out, it just falls down and turns the motor off, which is what that grey wire was doing, which is now a red wire. Yeah, so that connected to the switch, and yeah. So they're all pretty much the same construction. Oh, there's the other screw. What can I use? Well, yeah. So bring that up there. We're going to sit. It'll be all right. So we'll put that into play mode. Why isn't that going? There's that. Oh, there's play. Okay. Odd. So that's rewind or something. Is that off? I'll have to look at the front panel. In fact, we can use a cotton bud. Hold that up. It's sitting there. Okay. It'll either go bang and all the lights will go out, or it'll run. Okay. So I'll grab in fact I'll use, yeah, that'll be all right. Okay, here goes nothing. Well back from it. And if it explodes, it's going to go back anyway. So here goes. And it's running. Excellent. Any smoke coming out? No. Okay. So I'm going to go and get a cup of tea and go to the toilet. And this cotton bud. And it's running. And we'll come back and I'll see Still don't know what that does down there. Okay. Okay. What have I done? Sort of done something there. That should drop down. Okay, we'll turn it off. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll put the brake thing on and turn the microphones off, and I'll remember to turn them back on again when I come back in this time. I forgot to turn the microphones off. Turn them back on again for about half an hour last time. And yeah, all the foam has fallen off of here. There should be a piece of foam on there like this one. So that's the record and erase head. And this is the playback head. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. And we'll see how we go. And I've got the speakers here, so both speakers. So we'll have a listen. You won't hear it in stereo, but how can we make this safe? That's off. So we'll move our meter, and this is our little capacitor. Now it was running horribly slow, so move all these from another radio I was working on this afternoon. And oops. And this has even got its microphones in here. So there's a little pocket at the back of here. And we've got our microphone and stand. And no, I'm not going to do karaoke. But it's so cute. It's so small. It's the smallest one I've ever come across, this machine. So let's plug in one of the speakers, which doesn't say on here which is left or right. So plug that in. I'll put a tape on. And what I might do is just run down and get the caps for here. There should have been a pair of those for this machine, but I'll go and get the other ones. I don't know where all the little cups have gone. So, all these little suction cups or whatever you like to call them. And they fit on the reels and stop them falling off. So I had to get another pair. You can still buy them brand new. So we'll thread this up. And we'll get a lesson in English. I didn't think these language tapes would be very useful, but they are very useful because they're not copyright, or if they are, there's no one around living to enforce it. So be careful with those meters, and Right, so I've only got one channel, and we'll see if this works. Keeping well away from it. Remember, if the stream suddenly ends, you'll know why. No, it's going to work. That's the wrong speed. What's happened here? Haven't done anything down there. So it still doesn't seem to be pulling the tape through properly. Not sure why we're getting slack in the...
I have a coat, but I have no umbrella. But I have no umbrella. I have a coat, but I have no umbrella.
Well, it seems to be about the right speed.
We have a garage, but we have no car. But we have no car. We have a garage, but we have no car.
I wonder if this is doing something.
That house has a kitchen, but it has no dining room. But it has no dining room. That house has a kitchen, but it has no dining room. The students have a classroom, but they have no teacher. But they have no teacher. The students have a classroom, but they have no teacher.
Okay, it's slowing down.
Mr. Lee has a locker, but he has no key. But he has no key. Mr. Lee has a locker, but he has no key. Repeat the following sentences. Here's the exercise.
Okay.
That building has no roof.
Right. So it's slowing down again. Yeah. I mean, that capacitor should have fixed that problem. I don't, yeah. Actually, I do. My friend dropped over a couple of pads, strips of felt with backing tape on it, and I think it's out in the garage. So I'll just run out to the garage and go and get that. Yeah, I'll be back in a couple of moments. Just chat amongst yourselves. So I'm back, and yeah. So this is the felt, and it's got sticky stuff on the back of it. So we'll turn this off, and we'll see if we can get any better sound out of it. And I'll have to give that a good clean. Now it is turned off at the wall. Let's use this, I think. And it's not going to come off easily by the looks of it. What's on there, but it won't matter because of what we're sticking on it. Yeah. Okay. Find my scissors. We'll cut a piece off it. Don't think this is really designed for this, but it's quite abrasive, but well, maybe not. That feels all right. We'll stick that on there. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah. So we'll try that and see if it runs any better.
That child has no mother. That cup has no handle. I have a desk, but I have no chair. Make new sentences. Repeat the correct sentence. Here's the answer. That door hasn't a lock. That door has no lock. That door has no lock.
Well, it hasn't cleared up the clarity on it.
Now here's the exit.
Try the other channel. Is there anything on the other channel? Doesn't seem to be anything on the other channel.
Haven't a dog. Our neighbors have no dog. Mr. Wilson hasn't a raincoat. Mr. Wilson has no raincoat.
I played this on other machines and it's much, much clearer.
Mr. Scott hasn't a wife. Mr. Scott has no wife. Sentence building from the end of the sentence. Here's the exercise. There are some sheep in this paddock, but there are no horses. But there are no horses. There are some sheep in this paddock, but there are no horses. There are some books in the cupboard, but there are no magazines. but there are no magazines. There are some books in the cupboard, but there are no magazines. I have 2 sisters, but I have no brothers. But I have no brothers. I have 2 sisters, but I have no brothers. He has 4 blue shirts, but he has no grey ones. But he has no grey ones. He has 4 blue shirts, but he has no grey ones. Repeat the following sentences. Here's the exercise. There are some needles on that tray, but there are no pins. There are some cups on the shelf, but there are no saucers.
I'm trying to work out why this reel is stopping.
Envelopes, but I have no stamps. That farmer has some cows, but he has no sheep. Make new sentences. Repeat the correct sentence. Here's an example. There are some
That's
fish
not touching
in that tin.
square on,
There are
so
no
then
biscuits
adjusting.
in that tin. There are no biscuits in that
It's
tin.
very, very light spring
There are
on
no
it.
biscuits in that tin. Here's another example. I have some apples. He has no apples. He has no apples. He has no apples. Now here's the exercise.
It's my...
There are some magazines on the table. Ashtrays.
And it's beginning to slow down again.
There are no ashtrays on the table. There are some matches in that pocket. Keys. There are no keys in that pocket. I have some sandwiches. Keys. He has no sandwiches. There are some houses in this street. Shops. There are no shops in this street. We have some parcels. They have no parcels. Sentence building from the end of the sentence. Here's the exercise. There's some water in this glass, but there's no water in that glass. But there's no water in that glass. There's some water in this glass, but there's no water in that glass. There's some milk in this jug, but there's no milk in that jug. But there's no milk in that jug. There's some milk in this jug, but there's no milk in that jug.
Well, the speed seems to settle down.
There's some tea in this teapot, but there's no tea in that teapot. But there's no tea in that teapot. There's some tea in this teapot, but there's no tea in that teapot. Repeat the following sentences. Here's the exercise. I have some tea, but I have no sugar. He has some coffee, but he has no milk. She has some bread, but she has no butter.
Okay.
They have some jam, but they have no honey.
Okay.
Make sentences. Repeat the correct sentence. Here's an example. We had some paper. String. We have
Right.
some paper, but we have no string. We have some paper, but we have no string. We have some paper, but we have no string. Now, here's the exercise.
That just caused it to stop. But if I can get this to start again, it'll clean off the muck off of the flywheel. It's beginning to go.
She has some rice, but she has no flour. We have some paper, ink.
Yeah. So that's come off the flywheel.
We have some paper, but we have no ink.
And I'm going to
You have some salt, pepper.
try and get this to sit
You
square.
have some salt, but you have no pepper.
That's
They have some tea, sugar. They have some tea, but they have no sugar.
okay.
I have some oil, vinegar. I have some oil, but I have no vinegar. That's the end of this exercise.
You can hear them turning the tape recorder on and off. Don't know whether there's another one on this, but oh yeah.
Identification. Tape number 29, section 2. Sentence pattern practice. Subject, unit number 47. Sentence building from the end of the sentence. Here's the exercise. The students are singing a song. Singing a song. The students are singing a song. Tom is cleaning his shoes. Cleaning his shoes. Tom is cleaning his shoes. She isn't reading a book, she's writing a letter. She's writing a letter. She isn't reading a book, she's writing a letter. I'm not making a cupboard, I'm making a shelf. I'm making a shelf. I'm not making a cupboard, I'm making a shelf.
Don't know why it's doing that.
Repeat the following sentences. Here's the exercise.
It's
What are they
stopping.
doing? They're moving the chairs.
So, let's clean.
She's combing her hair. Are you washing your hands?
This roller,
Yes, I
or
am.
this tyre on here.
Is the kettle boiling? No, it isn't. Make sentences. Repeat the correct sentence. Here's an example. Move the table. We are moving the table. We are moving the table. We are moving the table. Now here's the exercise. Shut the door.
Still doing it.
I'm shutting the door. Touch the wall. They are touching the wall. Run to the bus stop. He's running to the bus stop. Get some clean glasses. She's getting some clean glasses.
I think it's this
Take a card.
drive belt.
You
Although, should it
are taking a
be...
card. Fill the bag. We are filling the bag. Eat the meat. It's eating the meat. Make sentences. Repeat the correct sentence. Here's an example. Don't empty the tin. He isn't emptying the tin. He isn't emptying the tin. He isn't emptying the tin. Now here's the exercise. Don't polish the table.
Yeah, it's very odd.
I'm not polishing the table. Don't dry the dishes.
The spring isn't strong enough on
He
that.
isn't drying the dishes. Don't eat the cake. We aren't eating the cake. Don't type that letter. You aren't typing that letter.
Yeah, there's a spring at the back
Don't
here.
run.
There's this
They
spring
aren't running.
here. Don't know whether you can see that or not, but this doesn't seem to be have enough tension on it. Although it just did it then.
He isn't putting the newspaper on the floor. Make questions and make short answers. Repeat the correct question and
Okay.
repeat the correct answer. Here's an example. Write a letter. Are you writing a letter? Are you writing a letter? Are you writing a letter? Yes. Yes.
So, do we have any movement on that one? So that is slipping slightly, but it's not. It is quite round. Wonder if that.
Yes, I am. Here's another example. Move the table. Here.
So let's pause. Let's fast forward. Let's play. Let's stop. Uh-huh. Okay. Maybe this needs lubricating down in there. I don't know. Can I get that off easily? I've got to take the whole motor off just to get to these things, or maybe the transformer. Yeah. So we'll just turn it off. We'll try and exercise it.
Putting the newspaper on the floor. Make questions and make short answers. Repeat the correct question and repeat the correct answer. Here's an example. Write a letter. You. Are you writing a letter? Are you writing a letter? Are you writing a letter? Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Here's another example. Move the table. He. Is he moving the table? Is he moving the table? Is he moving the table? No. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Now here's the exercise. Eat an apple. He. Is he eating an apple? Yes. Yes, he is.
Okay. Good enough. Yeah. I think this just needs a lot of lubrication down in there. So I'm not going to do that until I can get the belts for this. This belt up here is fine, this square belt, but this one is sort of very, very floppy, and I don't know whether it's doing what it's supposed to be doing all the time, but that doesn't actually affect this side. There's something affecting this side, and I can't quite see why it's doing that. But there's a couple of adjustments on there, and then there's another spring, which, yeah, don't want to actually muck around with the adjustments too much, but if I move, which way does that go? Doesn't go anyway, does it? Yeah, I might adjust that just slightly if I can possibly do it. It's really tiny screw nuts on there. That's off. Actually, these dropping resistors here are quite cold, so that is probably means something. And this capacitor here is cool. The motor is getting warm, but not unduly. Transformer is cold. So it looks like it's all good. Just needs a lot of lubrication. And I was going to start on electronics tonight. On the wrong camera, aren't I? Was going to start on the electronics tonight, but I don't think 834. So yeah, we'll just try adjusting this. It's got a lock nut and there isn't much thread left on there. So where are my little pliers? Is that actually moving? So hard to tell. Don't think it is. Oh yeah. Or is it? No. No. So let's okay, it's stuck to that. Right. Let's try tiny drop of penetrate. Now where is that screwdriver? This will do. He needs the tiniest drops on there. I don't want to loosen any other lock nuts. It's not particularly good. Try this. Right. Right. So I don't think you better see this. If I bring you right down, you might be able to. Yeah. So up here, there is a little rod and there's a nut stopping it going too far, but this one is an adjustment for the take-up tension, although it's not quite the tension, but you know what I mean. And if I move this down just a little bit, we'll see if it cures that sort of running for a couple of turns and then stopping and then catching up. So that is they're locked together. Have I got the other pair of these here? No. The other ones are somewhere. Try these. These are a bit thick. I'll try this one up here. Just unlock these. Possibly can. Then we can move them. This is particularly fiddly because there's a couple of springs in the way, and it's sort of at the very end of its travel. So that moved it. Don't know whether it has. Yeah. It seems to be the shaft moving. So lock the shaft with these. We'll try and adjust this. Get that. Both of them are moving together. The whole thing is the spring thing and both nuts which lock them together on the shaft, on the thread on the shaft. It's all moving as one. I guess. Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. When this spring down here and this spring up here seem to be the problem. So let's try it again, and we'll put some pressure on the lower spring. And that is quite locked.
Very.
Still doing it, isn't it?
Are they standing near the door? No. No, they aren't. Do your homework. You.
You
Are you doing your homework?
do your homework, you.
Yes, Yes, I am. Stand in front of the blackboard. I. Am I standing in front of the blackboard? Yes, you. Yes, you are. Make questions and make answers. Repeat the correct question and repeat the correct answer. Here's an example. He. What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? The boys. What are the boys doing? What are the boys doing? What are the boys doing? Play football. They're playing football. They're playing football. They're playing football. Now here's the exercise. He. What's he doing? Drive a car. He's driving a car.
Good for him. I guess what I could do is take this belt off and see if that does anything. If I can get this past here. So I think that's just for rewind. Although, no, it's not. Ah, in the belt V on this roller is pretty disgusting, but we'll see how we go. Ah, interesting. Oh, I know why. No? There it goes. Does that V belt, that square belt, need to touch here somewhere or something? And that should... Oh, there we go.
What are they doing? Clean the windows. They are cleaning the windows. See. What's she doing? Cook the dinner. She's cooking the dinner. The children. What are the children doing?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with that square belt. So it's probably sticking or something in here, in this groove. And probably the same on the other side too. Okay. Because there's enough tension on it. Or should be enough tension. So we'll try cleaning this out. And we'll put some in there. I'll take this off. Get closer to it. And this isn't going to come off easily. In fact, how do you take it off? You have to take this off here, I think. Can't see that. Yeah, you have to actually take this bracket off to take this belt off. And much the same on the other side for the other major belt. And then you have to take this spring off. There's a big thing to hold this spring in the way. So that's all dried out now. Oh yeah, I think this needs new belts. It is really yuck in there. You see a big lump there. Yeah, that's inside the V on the aluminium machined roller. This one here. So we'll clean the other one out. Yeah, that's pretty filthy in there. Wow, so that's coming off. It's all old belt and muck. So we need to get cleaner. Yeah, okay, so we'll put this belt back on again. Okay, and I've forgotten my cup of tea too. Okay, I'm going to have a few gallons of this tea. Okay, so let's try this and see if that's any improvement. Okay. But it definitely needs new belts. So I won't do the electronics until I get the belts, because it may take months to get them.
They're spinning. You,
Well, that's better, a bit better, isn't it?
what are you doing?
No,
Read
it's
a
not.
magazine. I'm reading a magazine. That's the end of this exercise.
Okay. So, well, that has improved it a little bit, but I think this really, really needs a thorough scrub out and a new belt. Yeah. I mean, the belt seems okay, but it's probably got a place where it's been sitting at each end on the rollers. So, yeah. But it seems to rewind okay. And the counter belt might be interfering with it too. In fact, what I might do is put the counter back on again. Where is it? Here it is. So okay. So I'll put a drop of oil on the shaft. using my Super Catch, which is fishing reel oil, and it's really good. There's no sediment like you get with that horrible 3-in-1 oil. I mean, it is quite expensive, but it seems to work really, really well. I mean, it's slightly thicker than sewing machine oil. Okay, how did this go? This way, didn't it? And put that might clean down there too. I'll read it. So this is really filthy, this machine. Although it doesn't seem to be anything too terrible. It just seems to be just general dust and muck from sitting around for 30 years or 50 years or however long it sat around for. I think when I put in there before into the power supply, and there's one of these. So there's two of these, and one of them seems to be the other one. Yeah. Anyway, that is there. I'll fix all the screws up tomorrow morning. Or not tomorrow morning, I've got to go to the doctor in the morning again. I seem to live down there. We're in the hospital waiting room. Put that back on for what it's worth. Don't think it's going to go on, it's too loose. Yeah, that is really loose. It's just falling off. But we'll keep it out the way. And we'll see if that is fouling it. Shouldn't be, but it might be.
Eat the meat.
It is.
It's eating the meat.
Isn't quite as bad, is it?
Make sentences. Repeat the correct sentence. Here's an example. Don't empty the tin. He isn't emptying the tin. He isn't emptying the tin. He isn't emptying the tin. Now here's the exercise.
Yeah.
Don't polish the table. Eyes. I'm not polishing the table. Don't dry the dishes. She.
Wouldn't want her as a mother-in-law, would you?
She isn't drying the dishes.
And she sounds all right. Younger one. The older one, yeah, right. COW.
We aren't eating the cake. Don't type that letter. You.
Don't type that letter, you. Yeah, very nice.
You aren't typing that letter.
Okay, right. That's enough silliness. I'll rewind the tape. Yeah, definitely needs new belts. And some lubrication down in there. In fact, I might even try a bit of lubrication now. So we'll just put a couple of drops of oil in here, because it's a felt pad in there too. So it might be binding down there. So we'll try that. Don't think that's going to make any difference though. That was spinning really well.
Don't run. They.
No.
They aren't running. Don't put the newspaper on the floor. Please.
He isn't putting the newspaper on the floor.
Make questions and make short answers. Repeat the correct question and repeat the correct answer. Here's an example. Write a letter. You.
Are you writing a letter?
Are you writing a letter?
Are you writing a letter?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Here's another example. Move the table. He.
Is he moving the table?
Is he moving the table?
Is he moving the table?
No.
No, he isn't.
No, he isn't.
No, he isn't.
Now here's the exercise. Eat an apple, please.
Okay. I wonder if that back tension is wrong. So I might be able to move. Be careful here, turn it off. As the electronics are down here. Can we move that up? No, it's glued in place. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave it here for tonight. And we'll have a look at another good website. We've looked at Tony over in the Netherlands with his amateur radio stuff and his love of all things. Turn the soldering iron off before I forget, and just make sure the solder gun, vacuum gun is off. And yeah, so he likes amateur radio and all this test gear. So I'll just move over to the other over to the computer. And I also have to go to the physio in the afternoon, so that's tomorrow gone. So swap microphones. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah. So we'll go down to screen capture and yes, Hubnut. So he's finally teamed up with Tim from Cambrian Classics, and well, Hubnut hasn't, but Tim has bought this great big shed, and it's full of woodworking stuff. It's really quite interesting if you want to watch that. So that's on the Hubnut channel. So let's have a look. Shango, of course, and Mr. Carlson's Lab. Oh yeah, X-Ray Tony. So why is everyone doing these crazy AI things? Yeah. So that's AI. That's AI. Yeah. So let's have a look at his videos. He doesn't do live streams. He does do the playlist though, and yeah, he's very, very busy. He actually works on X-ray machines all day, and he runs a business going around to hospitals and fixing them. And there's a video on here. Where is it? It was a few weeks ago. Here we go. MRI, and it really shows you what an MRI is, and also shows you well and truly behind the scenes. So yeah, that's he's doing all these AI things. Stop it, Tony. Yeah, so he did a 9-parter on a Pioneer SX 1980, and that was quite fascinating. He goes right back down to powder coating the cabinet and cleaning all the fascia up and doing everything like that. Was it really 5 months ago? Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, isn't the year disappearing quickly? I'm really out of breath because I need to go to the doctors and the physios. Sorry about that. So, ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah. So there's the previous Christmas. He's been doing these for quite a number of years, and you can see how many videos there are. I wish my original channel hadn't disappeared. So that looks very much like a leader signal generator. Yeah, so he's been going 11 years. So radio alignment info, yeah. AA, yeah, All American 5 radio, AM tuner, yeah, ran into a bear driving home or something. That's 10 years ago. Geez, time flies. But anyway, that's X-Ray Tony. He's a bit of an acquired taste, and he doesn't leave his explanations up on the screen very long. So you can't watch it on a TV really, where the overlay goes over the top of the writing. Yeah, but a lot of people do that. So there's Tasty Classics. We'll talk about them a bit later, in a few weeks or whatever time. So yeah, so he's done 636 videos. He's got 55,500 subscribers. Yeah, I wish I could get back up there, but yeah, I think that's going to be a pipe dream for me now, getting more than 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, so speaking of which, what I think Radio Cruncher, or Graham as he likes to be called, is doing a British HMV radio. I've done quite a few local Australian HMVs, and they're very, very different. That's the mouse going to sleep again. So I think we're live, is that? Yeah. So he's doing the HMV 2158, which I've no idea what it is. But these European radios, yeah, so there's another AI thing. I'm going to have to get onto the bandwagon, I think. Yeah, it looks very interesting, actually. It looks, if that is in fact it, given AI, I've done a couple of tried a few AI things, and they've sort of just looked horrible. The radio was completely wrong and everything like that. So, yeah. So I'll watch that another time. So, yeah. Running the Extrapolis 2s down to Frankston now, are they? Soon they'll be all over the network, although there's only 5 in service. I'm getting way off the track. I'm a bit of a train enthusiast. To put it mildly. Yeah. So this is going to be in 108 minutes from now, and it's 9:12 on the 31st of May. So, yeah. So 11 o'clock Melbourne time, or Eastern Australian time. And yeah, I won't be watching it tonight, so I'm just going to leave Graham a note. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll have a quick look at the figures. Yeah, 109 views. That's pretty respectable. People don't stay in for very long, though. Yeah. So if you do decide to watch things, make sure you hang around for at least 10 minutes or so. Then I can get my time up. That has really fallen. Yeah, I need 3,000 hours of view time to be able to offer memberships and a few other perks. So, and I'm about 1,500. I fell right down in the first half of last year. I was practically down to 0. So, yeah. So I'm hoping to get over 3,000 before I have to go back into hospital again. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging around. If you've watched this right through, I have made some reasonable progress on this. It seems to be running at the right speed. Just needs a complete belt change and quite a bit of lubrication, and I'm going to have to take things like the transformer and everything else off just to get to the clips to take the the reel tables over. Oh, ugh, I'm really getting tired, aren't I? Reel tables is what I'm looking for. Reel tables off. So it's going to be quite an involved job. The client or the customer wants it fixed up properly. It does seem to be sounding okay when I put the pressure on in the right place. So it'll sound better once I've recapped it, of course. Yeah. So good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for being you. And yeah, so good night. Oh,